Okay, so that took quite some time. I had to go back and refresh the page. I don't know why it's taking that long. Okay, so if you can see here, it says location 2 of 1445. So that would be one location. That would be another, because there's a page line break in between. And then each one of these would be... oh no, well it wouldn't. Because if I go here, then it's going to say location 13. Okay, so that gives you an idea. Right, so as you can see straight away, we've got quite a few issues, which I knew we would have because this hasn't been set up right, but it'll just show you, for example. I'll probably put this on a separate page, so then the table of contents is all on one page. So I'll go back and put a line break in there, or a page break, and you do that by going to putting your cursor where you want it, and then insert and page break there. Okay, so you have to do a hard page break like that. Okay, so as we go through, obviously these we need to change, the table of contents needs to stand out, maybe be centered and have a line space before the numbers. And then here I think we might, instead of just 1, 2, 3, might actually put in chapter 1, chapter 2, etc. And then because of those bullet points, you can see this is way out here, so they need amending. And sometimes with the bullet points and what have you, it's very difficult to do in Google Docs, so we do send it off and get someone else to actually do that for us. Okay, so here you can start to see, like there's a line space there, but there's not one there. So just take note of anything like that, or you can actually do it on the fly. You can go straight back over to the document, and I'm just going to insert a space there and take one out there because there's 2 spaces there, it's too much. So normally I do that, I have the document open, and then I can just quickly do that. If it's outsourced to someone and it's an EPUB, you need to make sure you write it down, and I just put down location 24 of one, location 24, and then explain what it is. Although if they're not looking at it in here, they won't know what location is, so maybe also take a screenshot is another way to do it. Okay, again you can see these are not all in alignment, so they really need to all be in alignment, so that needs changing. So if we go back over here to look at that, what happens is, if you notice, where it's got just short lines, it normally works out fine. So here we've got free calculators, free checklists. Where the issue is, it's where it goes over 2 lines when it comes onto Kindle. It might only be 1 line here, but 2 lines over on Kindle. So that's what that's where the bullet points and everything don't sort of work in the Google Docs. So this book, even though we've done all of this work on it, we may still have to farm it out. We shall see. Okay, so this is what it looks like. That looks fine. So we just need to quickly go through, and we're really just looking for the line spacing. Like this doesn't work here. Okay, so we'll go to the chapter 1. It needs to be consistent, it needs to be the same all the way through, but that just doesn't work. So if I go through to the introduction was fine, but chapter 1, okay, because that was done as a heading 1, I think I'll change that to heading 2 and see how that works. And because I've changed that one, I'm going to have to go through, keep it consistent, and change every single one of these to heading 2. But what I might do before I do all of that is just see how it works out and see if I need to actually change it to maybe even heading 3. Okay, so what I would do before I go into the, go and do all of that work, I would just simply change that first one. Well, mind you, I don't think there's many chapters in here anyway, so if there's not many chapters you could do it. And go back over here. Obviously it's not going to show on here yet, but make a note of it and then keep going through and checking that the line spacing is all consistent all the way through, that there's not like a double entry, for example, there's only 1 line space. You can see there's 2 line spaces, so it's a proven system, so it's still within chapter 1. So I need to go back over here, and it's probably, where there's a page break. Oh, it's a proven system. So here, don't know why, it's fine. It works. It starts with you. It starts with you and finishes with you. Okay, so there is only just one line break in there, so sometimes there's just strange anomalies like that and you can't do anything about it. Okay, now then this is where we need to do something here. You can see all of that's missing. So this is the call to action that Kyron, the author, has put into each, at the end of each chapter. So this really needs to, and it's going to have to happen the whole way through, it's going to have to be brought in and made narrower. So you might just need to do that to each one. Make sure that they're all the same. So even if we just bring it a little bit further to make sure. So that's 5.1. So when I go now to each of those, I need to make sure that they're all the same. So at the end of chapter 2, I'm going to bring that one in so it's on 5.1. Ah, damn. So where it's oh no, it hasn't. Click there, it goes back out. Okay, so here, just need to bring that in, as I say, so that a little bit more, so it's on 5.1, a little bit less. You can actually get this and just move the handle out to there. Okay, actually I just moved the handle out, not the margin, so let's just move that. Might have to do it here. A little bit at a time. Okay, now that's on 5.1, but what's happened is, can you see how the text is cut off? That's because I've got that little blue handle over there, so I'm just going to move that back to there, and then we should all be fine. Okay, so we're going to have to go and do that, as I say, with each and every one of those. So just back over here, I won't spend too much time, and that then should all sit nicely. Now the other thing there is, and again it's playing around by ear, you can see there's extra space in there, but we don't want it cut off going over two pages like that. Now unfortunately, obviously, because, and always view it in the landscape, in the portrait, not in the landscape. Now there are lots of different Kindle devices, so you do need to just quickly flick through. I tend to stick to the first one because we just can't control what it's going to look like on each one because it's so different. Okay, so what I would do there is go back here and put some extra line spaces in on, I think that was chapter 1, not chapter 2, so you'd have to go and do all of this. That's why go right through and and see what it looks like. So let's just keep going through, seeing if there's anything else that sticks out. Obviously the heading here is not going to be good because we're going to change that. See how it's taking up too much space? Like, it's justifying it, so it's taking up all that space and it looks really bizarre. Okay, so that is it. So just make sure you go through the whole book, make any changes in that, in the Google Doc, and then come back, finish it off, download it and upload it again. And you will have to do that several times, Might work the second time, sometimes I've done like 7 or 8 times. Okay, thanks.